And so this dish takes a lot of kale because it cooks down. And if I have the printed recipe out there, but if you're just carrying it away in your head, I want to tell you this: don't use baby kale for this recipe. It doesn't have enough body or structure in the leaves to carry the heat of the dish. So this kale is from my garden. I picked it last night, and I wanted to show you some kale. We were going to have a co-production here, and you could help watch it, but I'm going to pass this around, and you can just look at the leaves. Look down at the bottom of the stalk, and you'll see that there are places where the leaf is kind of folded over right next to the stalk. And that's why I tear the kale off the stems before I wash it. Because otherwise you're having to unfold it and scrub it and blah. So, it does take a long time to tear it. You not want to just remove the stems, but you want to remove, like this is a very mature leaf, so you want to remove the heavy veins too. Okay. So we have the hyperlocal kale, which is from the east side of Wilmington. We have the tomato, and I don't know where it was grown, but it is in Wilmington. I'm absolutely sure of that because somebody in Wilmington gave it to my neighbor, and my neighbor had too many, and she gave it to me. 1 tomato chop. This is Trader Joe's soy chorizo, so we have no idea where this came from, right? Trader Joe's doesn't tell us unless they're legally required to. But it's soy chorizo, and I'm going to pass the label around so you can look at that. So this, up to a point, this dish is going to be vegan, and then if you want to add the eggs, you're moving out of vegan territory, but you could stop before you get to the eggs and still have a vegan dish. And the eggs are also from Trader Joe's, from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, and we do know, because they're required to say where they're from, we know they're from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, which is within 50 miles of here. So that's considered local. So we're all local. We're going to fire up the frying pan here. And I love to cook with herbs, like Laura and Sharon have been doing. Almost everything I cook in the summertime has lots of herbs in. No herbs in this. All the flavor, all the seasoning comes from the soy chorizo. It's plenty spicy and plenty salty. So it's gonna season up all this kale. So first we heat the frying pan, the skillet. This is a 12-inch cast iron skillet that I've had for 46 years. And it works great. Now some people, there's a school of thought that you never wash a cast iron skillet. I am not of that school. It had food in it, and there might be some bacteria involved. I wash it every time I use it. I don't use a lot of soap. You don't have to use very hot water, but you need to get the food out. Okay, so we add just a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. You just tilt to coat. If I weren't wearing gloves, I could do it with one hand, but it's kind of clumsy with the gloves, so. All right. So we need a wooden spoon. That's another thing. I don't usually use metal utensils in the skillet. So usually a wooden spoon. And you just start moving the kale. Try to keep it in the skillet. It wants to jump out. But we don't want it to burn, right? We have to keep moving it. And we want to keep getting the uncooked kale down to the bottom where it's going to be able to cook. So as soon as it started wilting, you start adding more. This part goes really fast. Just add some more. You want to keep adding the whole time, because you don't want to have a batch that's completely cooked and then at the very end be adding some that hasn't even started to cook yet. This has already been cooked. Okay? So when I get the chorizo, well, I did this morning. You open the package of chorizo. I cook all of it. This is 1/3 of a package. It's 4 ounces. And I pack it in these 4-ounce packages. I freeze the rest, and then every time I want to make this dish, I've got it right in the freezer. So that's the chorizo, and I'm going to add the egg. I'm going to pour some of the water off. Some of the liquid off. I already dumped the liquid out of the tomato, but now I'm pouring what's gathered in the last hour.
Okay, Alice, what exactly is chorizo?
It's a Spanish or Portuguese sausage. That's very spicy. And it started out life as a pork sausage, but this is a soy version. Take a look, the kale is a beautiful color right now. It's gonna cook a little more. Now, if you stop right here, it's vegan. And you could add cooked beans to it if you wanted to and still be vegan. You could add one of the nut-based cheeses or the soy-based cheeses, but you know, they don't work very well.
Can we serve right from the skillet?
Okay, we're going to start from the skillet. We're not quite ready yet, but we haven't stopped yet. That would be the vegan version. But I'm making kale with eggs. So you want to make depressions in the kale with the back of your spoon, 4 of them. We're going to poach the eggs right there in the kale. This is an example. I thought I was copying this recipe from somebody. So when I saw her the next time, I told her about it. And she said, what are you talking about? I scramble the eggs. So I invented it. You make depressions, and you're going to break 1 egg into each of those. With this skillet, you could probably do 5, but I do 4 at a time without the steam.
Yeah.
Fresh local eggs with decorated, no less. It's the little logo on the
The
outside.
date. It's the date.
Wow. I've never seen a date stamped egg before. Ever.
Come out of the chicken that way.
Now we tell them
Chicken
next time,
egg.
you get fresh with me.
Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's done.